Andy, I believe that's the roadside motor hotel where they had that really cool bar inside.
Yeah.
And you ended up, uh,
Uh,
well, there was a
Drew
lady
Carey.
who,
Drew
the lady
Carey.
who looked like Drew Carey.
Yeah, she was left alone in my room and begged me to let her suck me off or jerk. Well, I mean, she was negotiating. Like, fuck it, this is as close to the Price is Right as I'm gonna get. Yeah, there's our political consultant, Chad. Yeah, jump right in here, Chad.
Hey, buddy.
We're hot.
What the fuck? I get on here. It says the call started at 4:26. Did I miss an hour and a half of fucking podcast?
No, I checked. You guys said I could tune in and check the camera without doing a call, and I did that, but I apparently.
No, hold on. You're partly right.
Yeah.
You started the call and then checked your camera.
Yeah, Skype has a mind of its own. But here we are. We're all safe anyway. That's the main thing. In these emergency, at least I didn't talk shit. You know, it could be bad to have an open mic for a half hour, and I hope you don't take anything I mumble to myself personally. That's just me getting psyched up.
I realized you didn't know what was happening, so I yelled, "Andy!" because I didn't want something to happen.
Yeah.
And this would be a very special episode of Issues with Andy.
Yeah. You don't want to be an accessory to a felony.
Yep.
Who knows what might happen?
Yeah, there's occasionally where you don't think people are listening and you blather, and it's embarrassing. But no, I pretty much have said everything to everybody and to myself, except here. We got this time to fill. Outside of that, I'm pretty much a fucking monk, but not like a karate monk.
So we're pretty well into January now, obviously. So how are we all doing on our New Year's resolutions?
Oh, here's one. I left my car unlocked again, and somebody. I was taking garbage down, 2 bags of garbage, and I looked, and both of my car door drivers and back passenger on that side are open. And I did what like a scared housewife would do, is I dropped the groceries, but I dropped the garbage, and I gasped, and then I went walking forward and going, how bad is it this time? I didn't know. They could have, fuck. And I know people are thinking, why haven't I, by now learned to stake it out with an aluminum bat and a ninja outfit overnight, But they're random. I could do that. I could stake it out in a ninja outfit all night and then just be cold and restless the next day. And then they gain, they know when they're going to strike. And that's what I need to ascertain so I could stake it out better. I'm running some analytics.
Or you can stick to your resolution and just lock the doors.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
Did you get robbed, or you just left the doors open?
They grabbed my middle panel of cards, which was just basically the Clown Motel, John Wayne Gacy cards, or whatever. But they got my National Parks lifetime pass. Good luck using that without being, they stole Valor. Good. How does that feel? I'm a fucking wounded vet, and you took my.
They stole your stolen Valor? Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get in the parks with my line of bullshit. They need that with the card and the placard, which they didn't take, but they took that, and then they did not get my ski pass, which is $200 worth of skiing, which I wouldn't have been able to talk to people yet. I would have been so pissed because they got me a third, or maybe is this the fourth? I've lost track. They got my bike, and they've been in the car at least twice, but I think this is anyway. Fool me once.
I'm probably gonna let you do it 3 more times.
But here's the good news: is after I dropped the shit, went to the car to inspect, then I walked upstairs going, "Fuck, my wallet's not here this day, and this, I'm fucking bad," and my wallet was upstairs. So I am. I know, like you'd like to see a teenager learn these things.
When do
But
you, so are you you leave your car unlocked when you are done driving it and you go back into the
here's the
house? You
thing
don't
is, I
lock your
think
car
a
just
lot of
kind of out of
times it's like,
habit?
well, I get stoned and then I don't go down again.
But
Like
no, that wasn't my question. When you
I
get out of the car, when you're done driving the
yeah, I
car, and
don't
you
lock it.
parked,
A lot of
and
times I don't even have the windows up. Sometimes I forget the dog's in there for hours. She's old and punchy, so it doesn't matter that much. But, you know. But
yeah,
I
I
am.
think
This is it. That's it for me until I can get some coke, so I can stay awake in the ninja outfit. And I know I've got it narrowed down, and then I can either at this point continue to bait them and figure out a way to, I want to know where they live so I can even the score. I want to Cobra Kai or Cobra Kai them. Break into their Christmas party and beat up teenagers.
It seems like any which way, any path you choose here, Andy, you have some work to do.
The peaceful resolution would be to just stick a camera up there or nothing, just lock my shit or put stuff out there or just leave stuff out there that I know that they're going to, because they don't seem to be that into my toothbrushes or jerky that I keep in there. And they left a joint for me this time. they only took about $25 cash.
Was it one of your joints, or did they leave a joint like thank you for all of this stuff?
Like cookies for Santa.
I don't think they got
exactly.
good. I don't think they got that kind of style. That's why I'd like to work with them.
Yeah, they're trying to keep you happy right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't like Bernie Mac them in Bad Santa. I just want to taste. But they will not be happy if I get my hands on coke and it's time for one of them nights where they're gonna. Cause I'll sleep out. I'll sit awake in the car in my ninja outfit with the bat all night. That's the thing, man. I wish I could narrow it down. At least like a cable company time frame. They'll be breaking. give me a day of the week and a 4-hour window, and I'll fuck you up, man.
Where are you gonna be located during the stakeout? Are you going to be in a tree? Are you going to be on your deck?
I'm going to dress like the car. I'll dress
like a Jack in the Box. Or you're going to spring to action.
Yeah.
Get one of those seat covers that you can climb in, cover yourself up, and look like the seat.
Yeah. I'll just pull that dog blanket over me, and I'll just lay down there. Maybe have a little hit of acid.
Yeah.
That'd be a blast.
This is how you're going to end up accidentally murdering your wife when she comes to get you to tell you something while you're in the while you're hiding in the car.
Yeah.
And you're going to think
the windows are down. Let me get those.
I was trying to shoot myself, silly. I listened to the Bobby backstory on Patreon. That was a good episode. That was a good episode. But they're they're getting less and less from me, and I think that's got to now they're just going into it for like grab of cash. I know that they're gonna fucking strike again, but maybe they strike. Maybe there's times they've come by and I've locked it too. So they may be.
What a waste for them.
Maybe I haven't completely failed.
I did, I'm hoping one of these times they're going to drop a clue in there. And I'll a box of matches from a seedy bar on the other side of town. And a phone number.
Dude, you should put a T-shirt in your car. Get the thieves into some Nature Jack attire.
Well, It's
Little
I don't
free
wanna-
advertisement walking around the
Yeah, and you can
shitty
locate them
neighborhood.
later.
Well, right then I'm. What if I see a guy and then I jump to conclusions and then I jump him and then it's Hobo Danny? Boom.
Yeah.
Or someone who actually purchased a shirt.
Plan's not
Hope-
perfect.
Yeah. Well, there's only one in a 45-mile radius. I do tracking, at least unofficially. I don't think I sold it. There's I forget another town in Oregon. I forget. Anyway, not a lot of Oregon
Seems
business.
like sales have picked up a bit. I get notifications on my phone when there's action on this website. So I've noticed a couple have been coming in. I feel like it's not a deluge yet, but it's trickling, working up like a babbling creek.
Yeah.
I think it was a tweet that I saw the other day, and they said I ordered a shirt from Andy, and it was order number 23. Fuck! I hope Andy sold more than 23 shirts. I go, yeah, so do I.
25 or 26 now.
Wait,
But I sold more than.
I thought we did a little back of the envelope math that you had sold 100 already.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I'm going by weight. I'm going by weight of the tub weights. And right now,
He's averaging in all the ones he gave away for free.
Yeah.
That's I'm sure there is some of that. But here's the good thing: is last time I did merch, I was also running a couple of comics on the road that I had to keep an eye on. Little Shawnee Rouse and little Junior Stop Guide. Not only did I have to maintain a storefront, I had to make sure those two rascals stayed out of trouble the whole night. So,
Hey Andy, how did that t-shirt venture end up?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
I bought all your dead stock.
He bought out my dead store, but now they're collector's items.
I think where you messed up on this run is that you didn't put Stanhope's picture on it without his permission. I think that's how all the last ones got bought up from you.
The only reason those other ones sold.
But there was the truth in advertising was I knew eventually Doug would be on stage in Daytona, and I didn't want it to be an unexpected thing to people there. We had spring breakers there. That was one of my favorite moments. I definitely enjoyed Junior Stop Gun Sean Rouse puppet show, but Stanhope got up there and he was pretty in the pints. And there was a table of spring breakers. We were there at Daytona on spring break by accident, like the old fuddy-duddies in every spring break movie. But Doug was up on stage and this one cackling broad wouldn't shut her fucking mouth. And Doug went at her. Doug went at her good. And then Sean went up after Doug and he goes, "Hey, I'd like to apologize for my friend Dougie there. He got a little rough with you." He said, "You're a cunt." Let me tell you, honey, I think you're a whore. Why don't you get up here and suck my dick? It's kind of like a cop and a cop.
Bad cop?
No, it's just regular cops.
Cop.
There is no good cops. That's a myth. That's like a unicorn. You find a good cop. Yeah, you'll find gold under a rainbow too, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
That good cop's writing you up a ticket. Yeah. I wish I could have forged Sean's signature on some of those while he was still alive. He didn't even. I don't know if I ever saw Sean Rouse sign anything. It was not his thing. What with the rheumatoid arthritis?
Yeah.
What even did you have to sign? You had T-shirts?
Well,
is that what you're talking about? Or the posters?
No, the T-shirts you couldn't sign because they were black, but the posters. But when we did the unbookable CD to help Arthur Henty be less fat and atrocious, And he got so when we did that, Schlissel put out like there was 500 copies signed, and I think we all, I don't know how, it might have even been less than that, but it was a lot, and we all sat in Arthur's living room and signed them all. But then we just started making it. I think we made X's for Sean. He sat and drank. All you got to do is look at his fist, you know. It's like, fuck. It's like Rocky after punching the meat.
He should just have an ink pad. He, presses his fist down into an ink pad, and then
my favorite joke, Andy, when we were there in Florida was when I think he might have been yelling at the same chick, but he held up his curled up hand and he goes, "I gotta go back to my hotel room and jerk off with this." Wadded up.
Yeah. I don't even know. Man, I think I did reacquire a copy of that recently, the Unbookables. But yeah, I can't.
Morbid Obscenity?
Morbid Obscenity. And features featuring, what do they say when they show the new guy? Like Arthur Hintiaz. And introducing Arthur Hinty.
Introducing.
Yeah, the comedy
Arthur,
world.
the Hitman Hinty.
Yeah, he should have called himself that. And he should have done comedy. And he devolved into a monster from that weekend, because he was like kind of a regular guy. He was a fan of Doug's, and I got to know him through that. And it was always like taking photos and shit, you know. And it was kind of the fly on the wall. And then he decided I don't even know how that worked out, but we did a show to raise money for his stomach stapling surgery, because we all loved him so much. I don't even know how that happened, because it was like, why are we doing this? Anyway, it was a fun weekend. Sean Rouse had his dick out and got handcuffed by the police. You know, fun stuff like that happens.
Well, hold on. He was peeing out in front of a bar on the street.
Right, and then they
right in front of a cop. So I mean,
you take a look at the hams that are at the end of, that Sean had for hands, and you would still handcuff him. They're like, it's like, they're not cauliflower ears. He didn't get them by punching.
Yeah.
That's that's crippleization, or whatever you call it. Crippleized. Wow, that's Renee, and who's the other girl? I can't remember.
That's Billy's ex.
Billy's ex. Yeah, that's the Crusher.
Her name.
Mm-hmm.
The Crusher.
That was the height of his comedy.
He had that. He had
when
some
it all
skill.
came together.
But his so once he started doing comedy, then he turned into the like an old style hack who never did comedy. He was like he all of a sudden jumped from being a beginner to being an old school hack, misogynist douchebag. That's what happened, sort of, right? And he lost weight.
I remember that we had a big falling out at his house where we were all pretty fucked up, and there were some people back at his house, and it seemed like someone was going to stab us. And we felt like we had better just get out of there. And Hinty had arranged this whole run, and he booked the wrong venues, and it was just a fucking unmitigated disaster. And the last night we just got shithouse drunk.
Yeah, and he invited some randoms over there. Remember that? He had the randoms over there, and then I was hiding out for a while, talking to somebody, but I think Schlissel was there. Was Schlissel there? I don't know. I was trapped upstairs with somebody going, "You watch, that guy will be up here and he'll be like bragging that he got to see some titty or some shit." And that's what he put, there was a guy chasing somebody around. It wasn't one of us, like a chick. There's a knife out and suicide.
It got a little weird. It was like those things where people are like, "Oh man, life on the road must be so glamorous and all these fun parties." And it's like a lot of the fucking people that we were around were not fun.
It's like a bum fight.
They were fucking scary.
Yeah.
And we're lucky some of us aren't dead.
Yeah, because sometimes the only people who want to throw in and hang out are like extras from Sons of Anarchy. That's oh yeah, we're gonna do this dope over at this guy's place. He invited some prostitutes. He invited a pimp and some prostitutes and a couple swingers. And Jesus
Christ. At the end of that run, I remember that last night when we were just fucking dealing with all the bad feelings and, you know, from Hinty and stuff. And like, he felt like we were like ignoring him or something. I don't know what was going on. But then I realized, I looked at my ticket, and I wasn't leaving at 8 p.m. the next day. I was leaving at 8 a.m. And I woke up hungover and fucking convinced Hinty, who was fuming mad, to give me a ride back to Milwaukee to go to, and it was like an hour and a half drive. And I was so hungover. I was trying to like stay awake, but at the same time, he was just fuming. And I'm like, he's going to just drive us into a ditch.
He's the scariest driver I've ever ridden with, you know, like even really high on a Disney ride sitting in front, you still feel better, you know, because it's like, you know,
he's worse than Space Mountain.
By far.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is nothing compared to
it. In Space Mountain and Mr. Toad, you don't look over and see fucking Arthur Hinty raging in his fucking violent pumpkin, you know, driving around, spinning out. He's a terrible driver on a good day, and then he's in weather and fucking old equipment, and he's a rage head. I rode with him. He brought a fucking, you guys remember, he brought an escort to the desert party, and I ended up in a four people in a car with Hinty driving back to Vegas after his escort had bailed scared onto my arm in the back seat, you know, while Hinty's in the front driving, and then I forget who's in the front passenger, but I kept fucking making eye contact with him, long fucking stare offs, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Shouldn't you be looking at the fucking road? And he's staring into the rear view, spinning, jumping lanes, revving it and shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean,
I've been on. Me to the airport, so I appreciate that. But it was exactly what you were saying. There were high points and low points. For sure.
The movie, I mean, he didn't go against the grain of traffic, but the scene in Live and Die in L.A. where he's in a car going against the grain, or somebody's going against the grain, and then the way they break, you know, like that fucking thing. You get that with art. It just happened to be going with the flow of traffic, sort of. But that's, you know, that's when he's rage driving. And then when he's just regular driving, he was eating food and being inattentive as fuck, but not.
And he's a fucking giant. How is he not dead? How has he not either had a stroke or a heart attack or something? Because
I think
he's huge. He's shoveling garbage food into his mouth, and he's constantly red-faced, raged, angry at everything around him. It's like everything you can do wrongly.
I saw him eat, you know, like he was and I don't know what he's up to these days, and you know, if I heard he was living kind of like, you know, on the fringes of old folks thing, you know, probably for the cafeteria food or whatever. But we got pizza, and he didn't want to. There was some other weirdness. I forget. It's a Shaley. It was a place where me and Shaley and Doug were, and Hinty, and some fucking beat up old motel on the side of some, maybe in a Wisconsin area. It must have been. But anyway, Hinty got some pizza, and then he went into his room, and then he's like, he didn't, you know. And then somehow I happened to see him eating his pizza. Well, maybe the fucking shade wasn't drawn, or something like that. But I remember seeing it and going, oh, like, you know, it's like if you saw your grandpa butt fucking the mailman.
That's not a thing.
How does he eat the pizza?
I'm trying to think of something that you'd just be horrified about. Like, what the fuck?
How about just him eating pizza?
Yeah, that was, you know, like fucking Jimmy Carter's face.
Andy, I believe that's the roadside motor hotel where they had that really cool bar inside.
Yeah.
And you ended up. Well, there was a lady
Carey.
who.
Drew
the lady who looked like Drew Carey.
Yeah, she was left alone in my room and begged me to let her suck me up or jerk. Well, she was negotiating. Like, fuck it, this is as close to the Price is Right as I'm gonna get.
Did you bid $1?
I believe
I dropped a Plinko chip down her chin. I
could be mistaken, Andy, but isn't that the time that you expressed yourself under her feet?
I didn't want to be a hater, you know. In fact, I went to Big Lots has furniture. I'm not, but I went to Big Lots and the fella or lady, whatever, young man, young woman that helped me did just fine, and I didn't care whatsoever. It was fine with me, and I'm still considering the chair. There he is. Yeah, like he became a comic. Here's what really sucked is so Art would call. He would I would get a date in Appleton and go, oh cool, I'll go out there, and I knew Art would always want to hang out or whatever because it was like the highlight when a comic friend of his would come around. He would soak up all the energy and enjoyment out of that he could. But then he started being on the shows, and then he would call the club, and so I would get a call and get booked, and then I would call Art, or I would find out from Art that he was my MC. Like he would put himself on the show, and then it's this whole other energy from him. Instead of him just hanging out, being cool, all of a sudden he's got an ego in it. And like we met, like he'd hang out, and then we met this one lady at a bar, and or she was like the bartender at that weird in Appleton at that bar with all the doodads and holiday decorations, and she was being nice, and then Art, she was like interested in coming to the show, and then Art invited her. And then she comes out to the show, like Art's getting ready to go up, and then he's like, "Oh, she's here." And then he just turned it like, "Whoa, man, you like you feel like you have a legitimate shot." Like he turned into like this alpha hunter dude, but he still didn't change his physical appearance. So it's like, I don't know, it was like, and then he just creeped her out. It was like he went. It's like usually a guy has to kind of work himself up into the I'm a creepy stalker mode after you get to really know a chick. That he kind of turned it on early, especially when he was doing comedy. Then he would fucking creep the fuck out of people, and he wasn't funny. That was the hard part about it, is he was taking up space as somebody who would have been fun to know, and he was just that might have offered something.
Yes. and also loudly exclaiming to anyone who will listen that he's part of the group.
Oh,
it's like, I'm one of these. It's like, whoa. You're not, you don't even do stand-up. You're a fucking reporter, right? Yeah. Like, was he work for like a newspaper doing something?
He worked for the Milwaukee paper when there was a paper.
You're not a writer, you're a journalist.
I think he did sports.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that was one of the things I did. For a while, I didn't. I don't know.
Listen, if you need to know who's leading Fox Valley Conference volleyball,
right?
Art's your guy. He's the guy. He's your go-to guy.
I got these. He got me in to get a photo shoot under the guys that I was hired as a college track coach, which now. I could pull it off because I got all the laminates and everything. But at the time, I went in and then the guy started asking me what I specialize in. And I'm like, man, I'm just straight up recruiting. And he goes, okay. And then I did a couple of like a pose like a news guy in a brown. I never really like promoted them photos, and I put them. I think Arthur did some of that shit. He posted, but anyway, that one shows up now and again where I look like a sort of a pissed off weather guy. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Is it hailing? It's hailing again. You still have these
pictures?
Yeah, those.
We'll put them up at the end.
Yeah. The guy did 15, 20 photos, and he talked a little track and field. I did mix it up. trained with I worked out with Prefontaine and shit like that.
So is this a high school track meet? You snuck into a high school track
No.
photo shoot.
No. It was Art was working at the newspaper, and I just went down, and then there was Arthur made it an assignment. So I was he was writing a column about me, and so this guy took headshots.
Oh, I see.
And he also
you went down and did at his job what he went down and did at your job.
Yeah. I got to experience a real newsroom right before it stopped being a thing.
Yeah. No shit.
And and he got but fuck, what? Yeah, there's so many stories about that dude, but they're all negative. Because he just turned into kind of a monster. But
he had the most skin tags of anything I've ever seen that was living.
Yeah. He had so many skin tags, you'd almost go, "Hey man, I got a skin tag for you."
Like putting stickers on the back of someone's car.
Yeah, like you got that thing where you go, joke, and then it's skin tag. Well, wouldn't it be good if you said mole or whatever? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good tagline referencing.
You're talking about horses before.
Yeah, I had a skin tag down, and I knew what it was because I'd seen Arthur's, and then I had one by my junk, down in the not near my dick, but in the ball region, and to me it was just like it didn't affect anything, but it's like you kind of want to keep your park well maintained or whatever.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it's like the broken window theory, right? Like as long as there are no broken windows in the neighborhood stays pretty much okay. But as soon as somebody breaks one window in one factory, then it's like the descent into Shitsville starts from there. So like if you have a skin tag down there and you just let that go.
Right.
Then who knows what's going to be next, and it's going to get faster and faster. And pretty soon, the whole thing's completely unusable.
Yeah, maybe it's just one person looking. Maybe I'm the only one who notices it. But am I even going to be able to jerk off now? Like, what's that down there? And my doctor said he could just burn it right off. So, all right, sounds good.
You sure that was your doctor?
No, it was a guy I met in a dark alley. No, it was, but I did break up with the doctor shortly. As soon as he got rid of that, I got rid of him too, because he had really large hands and a clumsy demeanor.
Yeah. You have bad experience with that?
Well, he was an older dude. He was clumsy. He had nose. Yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know.
A little too close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't give him a fair opportunity, and then I bounced around. I haven't settled on a doctor. I want to do a show where I get to choose one out of a group, because
like the dating game,
like the doctor
game.
Yeah, because as soon as I go in, I'm pledged to a group, and then when I go in there, I go next time. If I go in there and make an appointment or I'll just get assigned to somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't know a doctor, so I just get assigned to somebody, and I don't know what the fuck to do about that. Maybe hang out with them, or I don't know where doctors go to drink after work.
Do you make your doctors laugh and stuff, Andy? I've never thought about this before, but I get I have the same thing with the VA where I just get assigned a doctor and then they'll rotate out. But I noticed the other day I built a rapport with my doctors to where it's pretty good. Like after I had to have them look at my taint, or she had to look at my taint and all that stuff, and then I had to have a Zoom meeting with her. And one of the things she told me, she's like, "All right, well, try not. I'm going on vacation." She goes, "Don't come back in where I have to look at anything gross of you again for a while."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had that with when my daughter went to doctors, but then I went from the big old dude, and then I had this I went a long time without needing one, and then I got started up with this one, and I fucking couldn't stand him. He's a creepy little dude, and then he would ask me about stuff, and at that time I just wanted a bunch of erectile pills and to be left alone, And he would get on his little thing and say, Mr. Andrus is here, and says he has a erectile problem. He just like, it's just sitting right here.
Adderall and Viagra.
Making notes to himself and shit. And he saw that I was a comedian. You got to write something down. And he's like, so every time he would, he made it really uncomfortable, like a bad radio DJ. So you do comedy of it. You got a lot of good jokes, huh? Like, no, not really, man. I'm just bleeding out of my ears, or whatever you go in there for. And then I got this guy. I think he's Pakistani, and he didn't give a. I go, you call, and he goes, how much do you drink and stuff, like he felt my liver was swollen and stuff like that. And he just kind of broke it down, and he noticed a heart murmur. He noticed shit was that I had wrong. And we didn't joke around. His hands were, normal size. He didn't make comments that I didn't need to, so I liked him. And then he started a different pay structure, some kind of a different camp, and I decamped from him. But I would like to get back together with him somehow. Like if I pay a monthly fee, I can start in again with him. And I might do that, just pay for like 3 months and get all fucking fixed up again. I want to get, all my shit, my whatever. I mean, I just want a competent doctor that I have rapport with to look me over every 10 years.
Yeah, that's it.
I got a
female. Right? Get a female doctor. They try way harder because they have to. So they're good. I love my doctor. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's like 35-year-old Indian woman, and she's great.
I really like my female doctor too, although when I did have a problem with my prostate and I was asking her questions, one of her answers was, I don't know. I don't have a prostate. Like, I don't think that's what you're supposed to say, doc. That's...
Well, I mean, sometimes they always feel like they got to give you a competent answer, and it's a lot of times they don't know. I mean, even the smartest ones ask smarter ones or other smart ones. Dumb ones are the ones who don't ask anybody and try to fucking pose that they know what they're doing.
All the doctors at the VA have those big screen protectors over their computer so that from any other angle than right in front of it, you can't see it. And it's you can fucking look at it. It's because they're browsing WebMD. They don't know what the fuck they're doing either. They're just you're doing a fucking WebMD quiz when you go to the VA hospital.
Sociopath, huh?
Oh fuck.
Are we doing a second? Are we doing 1 hour here today?
We'll do as long as we want.
All right,
I have nothing planned for tonight.
I just got to get another drink then.
I got something in the mail, and it was supposed to be for Christmas. It got here a little late, but I did want to wait and open it in front of you guys. All the way from Sweden.
Uh-huh.
All the way from Sweden, everyone. Say hello to Mr. Yellowleg.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. That's the Indian. Wow, he's back.
Actual Yellowlegs Indian, huh?
Well, we're going to be peeing on
Sweden.
We're going to be peeing on that. Next party, that's getting some
You could find one that in America you had to go all the way to Sweden to find.
There were two, and I think they both were international. This is the one I got. It was on eBay. But yeah, it's really
man. We really did genocide all the Indians. Huh?
You're just afraid to come back.
So you got to get rid of the brown half, otherwise it seems like a hate crime.
Real clean, Andy. Real good quality.
Yeah.
Shoved into a tree or buried or thrown over a.
I used to love to set those guys. I would always, I was, I don't know. I mean, granted, there's Halloween pictures of me. appropriating the culture of Indians. But I always liked the Indians, and when I would set them up like that, like the Indian getting ready to they cut somebody, I was like, I was hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking,
yeah, I cheered for the Indians too.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that most of the time the Indians were Robert Mitchum or Anthony Quinn.
Burt Reynolds. He was part Indian, right? I think he was the first one who actually had
Burt
Indian
Reynolds,
blood.
yeah.
He's like part Seminole or some shit.
Well, he went to Florida State.
He just went to Florida State.
Yeah.
But he did that movie Gator, and he had another one before that where he was part Indian. And then, he got out of jail or there was something. And then the mob was trying to get him to join up with them and stuff. But yeah, he was that thoughtful, you don't know my people's hurt kind of thing. But yeah.
I hope Billy Jack was Indian, huh? Wasn't he supposed to be Indian? Maybe he was just a friend of the Indian. Remember those movies?
Half-breed. That's what he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes you an Indian.
Back then, it just made you
half of your family.
Right.
I'm getting a drink.
Tom Laughlin.
That doesn't sound very Indian-y.
No, but
Tom.
Look.
I mean, Tom. Yes. Tom. No.
Yeah, he's only half. It's only one Tom.
That's it. They anglicized his name. It used to be Laughs a Lot.
This is my last night in solitary. Yeah, Billy Jack. He made me want to be
Andy, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I was that coupled with the car robbery, and I've been kind of somber this week, and the weather and shit. I've been just watching a lot of, white teenagers fight other white teenagers in an endless karate fucking turf war. It's like, when do these kids do homework, man? Surely the fucking Hawk is suffering with grades and shit,
Hawk just kicks his grades ass. That's what he does.
And I took karate in community college, and like I told, I've told the story of how I stole a black belt, but I did do like 2 semesters of karate, and I could throw a couple of side kicks or whatever, but man, these guys just get a hint of a dojo and a philosophy of a dojo, and they're fucking out kicking some fucking heads in and shit. It's like, man.
And when they get done, when they get somebody down too, they don't like stop because they got the point or they got the person down. They just beat the fuck out, just right in the face until unconscious.
I can't believe you guys are watching High School Musical for straight white dudes.
It totally is. Yeah, I can't help myself.
I was excited for season 3.
Yeah.
It left us with Miguel in a coma.
Damn, man. It's it's sad that an extracurricular activity can turn into such a fucking, it's getting chippy out there. Yeah, they just fucking, guy got his neck broke at the fucking in the lobby of the school.
The kid got his back broke. Kid got his back broke by getting kicked off of the second story of the school and landing across the middle of his back on the railing at the bottom. Almost died, was in a coma for 2 weeks, and then after he came out of it, learned to walk again, and by Christmas was in a all-out brawl with Cobra Kai again. Perfectly fucking throwing flip kicks.
Nobody learned a
like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
It totally is.
Nobody's fucking learning in that school. I hate to say it, but maybe that kid, because they were struggling to raise money for him, and I'm thinking the whole time, it's Has anyone talked to an attorney? He got crippled. he got crippled during school on school property during a fucking fight that went on for fucking 15 minutes. And he's not suing. Maybe
Shaylee,
instead
is that
of
High School Musical or is that Cobra Kai?
That's Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Instead of a fucking
Wait,
karate
hey Chad,
instructor.
this is a Cobra Kai spoiler. Check this out. That picture you're looking at right there, that's
Season
from
3.
the scene where Johnny took Miguel, who's in a wheelchair right there. He's trying to get it back, you know.
Yeah.
He took him to see Dee Snider solo show, and they were all rocking out at the show. And that's when he noticed his foot was tapping to the music, and he was fucking
and everybody teared up.
Cobra Kai. God damn it!
That's great.
Yeah,
Whose toe is tapping during Dee Schneider and Twisted Sister?
Just wanted to rock.
Yeah, I want to rock.
What do you want to do with your life?
I bet Dee Snider was surprised the phone rang, huh? Is this Mar-a-Lago? I'm booked for New Year's.
Yeah, and he even got like a few seconds of what sounded like his current single in at the beginning, like when they were walking into the concert, they're already playing a song that didn't seem like a Twisted Sister song to me, and that went on for like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is like a Dee Snider drop-in cameo appearance.
Yeah, that was probably a deal breaker.
Yeah,
if they didn't play that, he wasn't going to show.
So what other song would you like Dee to play? Other song.
What other songs did they have? They had I Want to Rock, and they had We're Not Going to Take It. That's what it is.
Yeah. Now, eventually he'll be doing that. We are not going to take it. Yeah, I'll take the insulin. You know, hey, I'm Dee Snider. And I pay a lot for medication.
Yeah, that could be a COVID PSA.
Yeah.
But we are going to take the vaccine.
I was surprised he's still out there kicking ass and rocking. You know, I'm still hopeful I'll see him in concert now.
You know, they called Rat first, and then that didn't pan out.
If he was on Cobra Kai, he's going to be at a casino near you anytime soon.
Oh,
just look around.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, he's in a lot of the mental health. What's her name? Quiet Riot's documentary about after Kevin DuBrow died of a overdose. The drummer basically quit playing music, and then they did a documentary about them trying to find a singer. And one of the things Dee Snider was like, Quiet Riot without Kevin DuBrow, forget it. And that's in the documentary. He's like, yeah, never gonna happen, guys. Don't even. And it's like, this documentary's not even half over. You're already like fucking nailing it. But what is interesting is that the drummer died recently. Frankie
Benali?
Benali, yeah, of pancreatic cancer. So I got a real catch up on all that stuff. But yeah, it is totally worth watching.
Because he didn't donate an arm to
that's why it's important to fill out those donor cards.
Yeah.
The guy
he's got drummer arms. He's got drummer arms.
I don't think you can specifically say where you want it to go. I don't know that it's
like drummer arms are very specific. Drummer arms. You could get a guitarist hand, and you still finger the frets if you had a. Even like I don't want to jinx. I was almost jinx Willie, but I ain't gonna do it. Fuck that.
Fuck.
Dimebag. You could take Dimebag's hand. I don't know. Dimebag, man, that's too bad. He was just doing his art.
Yeah. Why did you think of Dimebag?
Oh man, just seeing us Dee Snider,
Big Pantera fan, are you all of a sudden?
No, but he didn't deserve.
I like how he says his name over and over like it was his buddy. Fucking Dimebag, man.
Dimebag, man.
Dimebag Darrell didn't deserve it. That's for sure. He was just there. From what I understand, the guy who shot him was upset that he'd left Pantera.
Right.
It's like, man, you shouldn't handle a breakup worse than the couple involved in the breakup under any circumstances. Do a little self-evaluation before you go. I'm going to drive up and go up and meet that guy in my favorite band. Tell him I didn't appreciate him leaving and I'm going to kill him. Learn to love yourself.
It was a tragedy for all involved, but it did lead to one of the greatest pieces of comedy ever, in my opinion, and that was Doug Stanhope's blog update. That was a story from the rest of the band's perspective as they dealt with the club owner after the show, and the club owner basically charged him for all the drinks and all the food, and technically you did eat the chicken wings, so then it gets like they end up
real tough break, guys, but
shot and murdered on stage and getting a $325 bill from the owner. God damn.
Sorry, you guys really hit the bottle pretty heavy after Darrell.
I mean, you did drink those beers.
And we don't do coke in the bathroom, guys, okay?
I think some people left. We're not going to count all of the tickets.
Yeah,
a lot of people
you guys,
took off.
you were so close to a sold out show, but I gotta count the bodies at the end of the show, not at the beginning.
Did the guy? I wonder if he said anything like, "Did Dimebag Darrell know what it was about?" Did he? He would have had to quickly guess, but he probably was thinking about 100 when you see a guy coming at you with a gun. He probably wasn't thinking, "Oh shit, I should have never left Pantera."
It's a mad fan.
Yeah. Who's this douche? Oh fuck! We had something cool there with the Eagles. The people that the Eagles broke up all the time. The Eagles always broke up, and nobody shot anybody over it.
He died thinking it was the guy whose wife he had fucked killed him. That's the only thing that made sense. Why's that guy gonna kill? Oh, I fucked his wife.
No, but you guys have had to have that thing on stage where you're like, this guy's he's aggressively walking towards the stage. This could go sideways quick.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dimebag probably never saw it. I don't think he even
Oh no, there's no way. No.
He was just playing and then he got shot.
As comics, you the room, if there's anyone aggressively walking towards the stage, and they don't have shots in their hands, like Jägermeister, it's broadcast. But like you can imagine the time I was assaulted at Coots, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It just looks like someone wants to get on the dance floor,
Right.
And then all of a sudden they've grabbed the mic stand or pushed it into your face or and then you're bleeding. But yeah, it's a weird thing that there's no way Dimebag would have even if the guy would have aimed, he was probably playing.
Well,
he probably picked a good part of a solo to off him. I'm gonna wait until I don't know their songs, Rain of Blood or something.
Just like John Wilkes Booth waited for a big laugh in the play.
Yeah.
And Abraham was chuckling it up. Dude, here's why Lincoln died that night. Or later that night. Or was it in the next morning? But anyway, he'd seen that play a bunch. He'd seen that play enough. So he wasn't just watching it. He wanted to watch. He liked to watch people laugh. So he was hanging out, looking at people laugh, and totally oblivious to the guy crowding into the booth. He was not an alpha dude, or he'd been, hey, back off my bitch Mary.
I don't think he was ever worried about someone.
I don't think. Yeah. Also, she wasn't there.
Mary? Yeah, she was.
No, I don't think she was.
Yeah, she's right next to him. And the Rathports, there's another couple that was there with him, and that dude who wrestled around, he didn't save anybody, but I think he got stabbed later on, and he murdered his wife that was in the booth. I did a lot of drugs and reading Abraham Lincoln books a while back, but I think
saw
that's
the movie.
true. Also, here's another tidbit of Abraham Lincoln.
I thought she stayed home during the movie. Maybe that was some.
No, they tried to get a bunch of people to go with them, and nobody wanted to go. And they were like, the Grants were like, "Oh, we're sorry, we're hitting the wagon or whatever, fucking leaving." And so they end up with these people that were just kind of like, they weren't really friends with, and he was in the military. But later he killed his wife because she didn't she didn't cook his meal right, or I don't know. He got upset about something and murdered her. So
are you talking about the people in the booth?
Yeah. So if John Wilkes
Henry Rathbone and Clara Harris.
Yeah, if John Wilkes Booth had killed Mr. Rathbone, he would have saved her life in history or whatever down the road, because he killed his wife. And here's another tidbit: is Abraham Lincoln's father witnessed his father get shot in the head by Indians. And I think his name was Abe too, so kind of ran into it skipped a generation. Getting shot by people that hate you. Yeah,
that's fascinating, Andy. You're at Abe Lincoln.
When I go somewhere, and then because I went there to the Ford's Theater. And then there was a book, I think it was called Manhunt. It was out at that time, and it was from John Wilkes Booth's perspective. Like, it was like the 72 hours or whatever he was on the run, and I enjoyed that little.
Was that by what's his name? The old Fox News guy.
No, fuck no. I wouldn't have read one of his.
All right.
But this was like what happened after, and it followed John Wilkes Booth and his plight, and I liked how I enjoyed the little scamp. He he was a hothead. He acted. He didn't, and I liked how he got booted from the doctor's place, and he spent hours writing a formal letter. It's like, just get moving, dude. I'm outraged as a Southern gentleman, and you fucked up. You fucked up, but I enjoyed that. But I saw the little gun that Abe and his hat and shit. So I did a lot of reading up on Abe Lincoln after that, because I was just I wasn't interested until I was in Ford's Theater, where it all when it went sour, and then found out fucking campy play that he should have just said, you know what, there's really no good movies on tonight. But he's like, he's a fucking he's a comic at heart. He likes stupid. He was always making jokes. He enjoyed a little black humor, like not dark humor about black people.
And he would have been a fan of Cat Williams.
Well, he went to a lot of minstrel shows, and if there would have been a minstrel show, he would have gone to that night instead of the Ford's Theater. He was slumming it. He would have rather been guffawing over some racist humor at another, a fucking pub. I bet if Abe and John Wilkes Booth would have just met at a fucking minstrel show and had a couple of beers, they probably would have worked out their differences. It was a matter of semantics. Wilkes wanted to keep the slaves working here, and Abe wanted to send them to Haiti.
Oh, fuck. All right.
That's your drunk ash history.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching.
That was pretty good.
Oh, it was good.
Educational. What are you going to teach us in the next hour, Andy?
Harriet Tubman.
Awesome.
I better get to some Googling.
I do remember that about Andy when we were somewhere, and it was where Gerald Ford. They had the Gerald Ford Museum, and you ended up yanking off by the river there by the museum.
That'd be Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dr. Grins.
I only jerked off because it was during an eclipse, and you only get so many chances, to catch Halley's Comet.
Well, and everybody's looking up, so I mean, you don't have to get as far away from people as usual.
Yeah, and if you check the science book, you'll know for how long too. It's like
your
all
glass.
right, this
You
thing's
have
gonna
a
be
really good
37
window.
seconds.
Keep them glasses on, kid.
Oh fuck! All right, everybody, we're gonna go over to Patreon and do this for a little longer. So if you'd like to come over there with us, sign up and become a subscriber to our Patreon at Issues with Andy. It's patreon.com/issues with Andy, obviously.
Oh.
And we'll see you over there. If not, like and subscribe and tell all of your friends and all of that stuff. Subscribe to Chad Shank's Twitch channel as well, and hang out with him during the week when you're not hanging out with us. That's fun. And Andy's Venmo is, I know I'm doing all these all out of the order.
I have in order, but not now.
Putting them up. There it is. Andrew-Andrist. Help him out. He's got this special that, man, it's got to be close, right?
I just took a big. All my suckers I got all melted together in the fridge. I don't understand the science there neither. So I didn't know what to do because all these suckers have got a lot of THC in them and they're all stuck together. So do I suck it off till it gets smaller? So I put them in a plastic bag, and then smashed it like ice. And now I just put a big clump of about 5 of them in my mouth.
You created more surface area, Andy. They're just going to get gooier faster.
No, I think that's a good idea. I think you've done all you can. Because now that they've melted all together, they could all be moved around. All the THC could be in one spot instead of spread out evenly amongst the whole thing. Got to break it all up, crush it all up.
This is my Hale-Bopp Comet. Catching it. I'm gonna lay down in the break with a plastic bag on my head.
When we come back on Patreon, Andy may be castorized.
I'll put the camera over there. My shoes.
Oh! We need to talk about. Oh no, we're banking this one. Forgot it. You're right. Yeah.
Never worry. Don't worry about what Shaylee's talking about, everybody.
We'll talk about it on the Patreon.
We'll be back over there. Come on over there and see if Andy's marijuana sucker breaking into ice thing has panned out like we all hope it will. That's where we'll be. And we'll see you.
Oh my God. That's more than one sucker, Andy.
I know they got smaller, but yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get
crushing the big suckers made them smaller. Shocking.
Here's the thing: is why would hard candy melt together in a fridge? So I'm gonna do some science work.
Well, you're well on your way.
I'd start with checking the temperature of your fridge.
Yeah.
Or just like your car, you're not zip-locking the bag.
Yeah.
That the suckers are in.
It sounds like you need to close
the fridge is open all night.
Same guy's going through it.
You know who I hope it is? I just thought of this. The fucking postman who refuses to recognize my mailbox. Maybe he's stealing my shit.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that was his whole plan. Get some of those sweet, sweet car goodies.
That's why you don't plausible deniability. Your Honor, I won't even drive up there to deliver his mail. Why would I drive up there to steal from his car?
Case dismissed.
I fucking love you guys. All right, we're going to go over to Patreon. We hope to see you over there. If not, we'll see you right back here next time. Peace.
Hang up the phone 10 minutes or so.
Not even a beat, Andy. Timing.
Either he doesn't hang up the phone call for a week, or he hangs up 1 second after I've stopped talking.
Click.
That's on the pause at the end.